Dr. Eric Knost is the superintendent of the Melville School District, and that is the district where Riverview Gardens has said they will provide transportation to any student who wants to transfer from their school in North St. Louis County to his schools in South St. Louis County. Dr. Knost is out of town, but made the effort to be with us via Google Hangout tonight, and we are very grateful for that and for your time. Doctor, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
When did you find out about this? How did this come about? How did Melville get selected, and did you play any role in that?
Well, no, I did not play a role in Melville being selected. Basically, it was a week ago Tuesday. I received a courtesy call from Dr. Scott Spurgeon, the superintendent at Riverview, and he notified me that the board was considering the Melville School District and that he would notify me later in the day. And the second call was about 6:30 that evening, and he let me know that Melville was the one they selected.
We're going to be talking a lot more tonight about what this means for Riverview Gardens and for Normandy, but I want to know what this means for Melville. This is a time of year when I'm sure you are doing a lot of work on any given school year to get ready for the academic year. What's on your plate now, and what does this mean for the kids you're educating?
Well, absolutely. As far as the kids we're educating, I don't think anything changes. We are one of the highest performing districts in the state, and as superintendent, I don't have any plans to let that slip one bit. In fact, we're in a state of constant improvement in this district. So what changes is we are now going to be receiving some new students, and we have to figure out the logistics, the mechanics of this interpretation by the Missouri Supreme Court of a law that's been on the books for a long time, and what that looks like for us is receiving many new students potentially.
I want to ask you what you think of this, but I want to, if I can, this is going to be maybe a little tricky, but I want to ask you just what you think of this, not in your current role, but just as an educator. What is your take on this solution to unaccredited schools, and what do you think? And what do you think it'll mean for kids overall? Not as the superintendent of the receiving end, but just overall.
I think that good school districts are set up to teach, nurture, educate kids, prepare them for life, and that doesn't change. It doesn't change one bit. In fact, I'm excited to think about that. Whether or not it fixes the situation, I don't think we know that until we get to the situation. There's a whole lot that has to happen between now and the start of school for all of these districts, whether it's the Melville School District or others. And I was intrigued by what the gentlemen from the other districts were stating. I appreciate their positive stance. Financially, I'm not sure I understand it. When Don Senti talks about those numbers and how that is growing daily, the amount of money that has to leave their districts to come to ours, the logistics of transportation, I think there's a whole lot that has to happen. There has not been an instruction manual. We've been figuring this out on our own. So, not to mention the fact that we don't have the ability to accommodate all of the students that have requested transfers to Melville. We're making a great effort to identify all the seats that we do have that do not compromise our efforts at class size. And I think that'll be a decent amount of help that we can provide, but it will leave a lot of kids not able to transfer to our district.
I've seen that you've said that you plan to meet with every family of every student that does transfer. I'm curious what you're hearing from the parents of students that you already have. And I've seen the Facebook page for Melville School District, and some parents are not happy, not across the board, but certainly some are very concerned about what this will mean for their kids. What are you hearing from parents, and what are you telling those that are concerned?
First of all, I'm hearing more positive than I am negative, and I think we have to realize that this is emotional. It's emotional for a lot of folks. It's emotional for parents that want to send their students. It's emotional for districts that think about receiving students. We've been actively participating in the voluntary transfer program bringing minority students from the city of St. Louis for a number of years, and we've had a lot of success with that in recent years. Those kids are our kids. They participate alongside of our kids. They test alongside of our kids, and we call them Melville students. So we will do just fine with the students we receive. I believe overall it will have minimal impact to the capacity throughout our district. We're a large district. We already have 10,600 students that I have to look after, and so adding some more, we'll do that, but we'll do it with parameters, and we'll do it in the best interest of all students. It makes no sense for a Riverview student or for a Melville School District student for me to add them together in an oversized classroom. So we'll do it where the class sizes are acceptable, and when those Riverview students show up, we will welcome them. We are a district of character, and I look forward to meeting them.
It's time for me to wrap for us to stay on time, but I want to just quickly, can you give me a number on how many that you can accept? Or
I appreciate the question, and it's a difficult one because we are still doing in-district enrollment in the month of July.
Okay.
And that usually doesn't wrap up until towards the end of July. So that the timing will be good, but it's a moving target. We have a spreadsheet showing at this time seats that we think we have available, and we'll continue to let that adjust as the deadline for kids to apply at Riverview comes on August 1st, and we'll get together at that time and select the transfers.